So last week, my son asked me the hardest question ever in the world, okay? And let me tell you why it was the hardest question that my son asked me. Because first of all, I'm a mother, okay? That's what we're going to start off with. I'm his mother. So last week, my son asked me the dry pill swallowing question. He asked me, he said, "Mom, do you like your mom?" And the reason why it was hard was because the answer that I had to give to him was very difficult to respond to, but true to me. And I knew it would probably cause him to wonder why after I gave him my answer. So my son asked me, he said, "Mom, do you like your mom?" I paused. And I'm like, damn, but I'm a mom. So if I tell him I don't like my mom, then I'm telling him he don't gotta like me. But no, I said, no, I'm gonna be honest with my son, right? Consciously. And I told him straight up, I said, no, I don't like my mom. I don't like my mom. I love my mom because she gave me life, but I don't like her. I do not like her. And I explained to him, like me, just because I'm your mom doesn't mean you have to like me. I let him know straight up, just like that, because this was something that I had to grow through in my life. I had to grow through the fact that I don't like my mom. And the reason to me not liking my mom is because she was very abusive to me. Growing up, my mother was very abusive to me. Yes, she was very abusive to me. Growing up, she was abusive. She did her very best to provide us a safe place and a safe space and do things for us. But on the other hand, she was very abusive. I mean, 13 years young, my mother would be calling me all types of bitches and hoes, and I'm not even sexually active. You know, I didn't start becoming sexually active until I was an adult. Let's get technical. But very, very young ages, my mother will call me all kinds of names, bitches and hoes. Like, I remember, like, you know, I would try to make myself look pretty. I would try to, you know, there was a time where I was just like, you know, I want to get a job, and I end up going to go get a job at Wendy's, and I'll try to make myself look pretty and feel nice in school, because when we used to go to school, we go to school with, like, there was a time when my mother had hit a hard patch in her life, and in this time she would like my parents, both of them hit a hard patch, but I'm directing to my mother because, you know what I'm saying, she was the woman in the home calling the orders, you understand? And so, like, I will go ahead and buy myself nice things. I went to go get a job at the age of 16. I went and tried to get myself, because I'm looking like a bum in school. I'm looking dusty. I'm just looking crazy as fuck. So I'm like, nah, I'm getting a job. I had to take care of myself. I go ahead and I start getting a job, and I start doing my hair nice, buying jewelry for myself, buying clothes for myself, while my mother go ahead and like, one day she had a moment where she went into my room, yo. She started ripping my hair. Like, I used to wear long, I have locks now, but back in them days, I used to go get my hair done, you know, get them nice extensions put in my hair. My mother literally got mad, started pulling my hair, trying to rip my tracks out my head. Like, this is the abuse that I went through with my mother, and she's never apologized for abusing me. So, like, if I have new clothes, new shoes, my mother went crazy one day like a Tasmanian devil, went in my room, threw all my shit that I bought to try to take care of myself, threw everything all over the fucking place, thrashed my room. Understand what I'm saying? My mother has abused me throughout my lifetime. And then, even with her abusing me throughout my lifetime, first of all, she admitted to me that I was in an accident, and that, you know, she was really going to go get what women do to get rid of their kids. She was really wanting to do that, but she decided to keep me. You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like that's where her hate, her anger came from. It's for the fact that she got pregnant with me and didn't want to keep me, but she made a decision to keep me. And so with keeping me, you know what I'm saying, and it was probably too much for her because of her financial state or whatever the case may be, you know, she would turn around and abuse me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. My mother abused me throughout my whole entire lifetime. And I try to focus on the good and not talk about or talk down to her or talk down about her. But I got to be real, because I gotta be real. My son asked me that question. He said, Mom, do you like your mom? I had to be real with my son. I told my son, no, I don't like my mom. And my son asked me this question because I recently blocked her because, like I said, throughout the years, I tried to forgive her and try to see, okay, maybe she has issues. Maybe there's things going on with her past as a child. What can I do to still show my mother love and be kind? But I realized no matter what I do, my mother hates me. She has a strong hate towards me. And with that being said, just because I love my mother doesn't mean I'm going to allow her to continue to abuse me. So yes, I took it upon myself to block my mother. I had been no contact with my mother for a long time because my mother always goes out of her way to hurt me. Spiritually, mentally, I could be trying to be positive. I could be the most positive woman. I'm a woman now with a child of my own that I had to be so honest with. Okay? I had to be so honest with. Okay? I had to make the decision, Trapp, it's time for your healing. And the only way that I'm going to heal is if I do not speak to this woman. And that's just what it is. I have been no contact. And I guess I believe that's when my son's question came from. He said, Mom, do you like your mom? And I told him straight up, no, I do not like my mom. I don't like her, but I love her. My mother is not my friend, but I love her. She's not someone I could sit around and be around, but I love her. I can't do it. And I let him know once again, straight up, if I'm ever abusive to you as your mother, you have every right to not like me either. You have every right to go no contact with me. You have every right to protect yourself away from me if I'm abusive to you. Period. And I believe I broke the chains that day. Being honest with my son, I believe I broke the chains that day. And he understands. He understands that I broke the chains. And I'm doing my best to speak and be healthy in my life and throughout my life and raise my son differently from the way that I was raised from my mother. It's not my son's fault why he's here. It's not my son's fault why he's here. It's mine. I decided to have a good night. So I'm going to make sure that I give him a good life. Period.